Hi everybody, Matt here from Around Square, and gonna do a rundown of what's coming in our July 2023 product launch. It's a interesting one this month. Got a lot of exotic stuff for you and a few other interesting things. If you hear machine noise, whatnot in the background, just tune it out. It's comes with the territory these days. So I'm gonna get right into it. Just running down no particular order here, just the top of my list. Finally this month we're launching the glass version of our gravity cups. Okay, so these are them, beautiful little guys. If you know the gravity cups, you already kind of know the size, the features, whatever. The glass version, it's actually borosilicate. It's like the same material as Pyrex, so it's a nice really durable material, and of course like the beefy build that you're used to from the gravity cups. Obviously lighter because it's not metal, and I had to do something a little bit different with the bottom. I don't know if you can see there's like a kind of a little divot, like a puck-shaped divot in the bottom, and that's just because it's really hard from a manufacturing standpoint to get the base like as thick as what we wanted. So it's thick and reinforced at the edges, and then it kind of dips in at the middle, but it gives it a tiny bit more capacity. And so we're selling these guys for a little bit extra. Get one of the leather sleeves for them. The leather sleeves, by the way, we're just basically pricing them at cost. We're not making any money on them. It's just an extra little feature to go with the cups, and gives that insulation. The glass cups don't heat up quite as much as the metal cups do. The metal cups, for those of you who've tried them, if you have like boiling hot liquid all the way to the top and you go to grab it, it's like it conducts the heat, right? And so it's kind of that whole philosophy of like slowing down, let it cool down to a temperature where you can actually put it inside your body before you go and grab it and stuff it in your face, right? The glass cups are a little bit kind of more forgiving when you go to grab them, so you don't necessarily need the sleeve, but it's just like an extra nice little thing, and it kind of adds to the experience, in my opinion. These guys also have the kind of word mark in the bottom there. All right, so that's these guys. I use my glass cup and my tie version, like kind of leapfrogging them throughout the day. But yeah, the glass version is definitely like the cheaper option, and we will be doing like 6-pack sets of these at some point. We don't have the packaging ready for those, so right now we're just doing them individually and trying to price them low so that when we actually do start selling the 6-packs, there's not too much of a weird kind of price adjustment. But fact of the matter is the packaging is pretty pricey on them as well. So selling them individually, obviously we got to take that into consideration. All right. So that's that for the glass cups, the gravity cups. Hope you guys dig them as much as I do. Moving right along here, we got these guys here. I've teased online a little bit. The skeletonized version of the Remashok Chetki. We did these in Thai and copper a little while ago, and I believe SS as well. And finally, the brass version is available, and they're beautiful. Nice polish on these guys. Like everything is just beautifully rounded, great texture. No like sharp spots on the edges of the bore and that sort of thing. So just like shaves off a bit of weight, but honestly, like brass is still heavier than the other materials, except for copper, and you feel the weight. So what you're getting with the skeletonized version is the different aesthetics and the different feel. So I find these actually have a lot more grip than even the polished version of the solid plate type. And so when you're doing rolls and stuff, they just like everything kind of holds in place a little bit easier, and they're less likely to fly out of your hand. So that's what the skeletonized version is all about, and it obviously makes like a nice kind of difference in the look and kind of the whole experience as well. Mixing and matching, we're going to do accent packs with these pieces as well, so the 2s and the 4s. And yeah, I think that's about it for the Chetki this month. I was hoping to have the solid copper version as well, but it's not quite ready yet, so hopefully that'll be next month. All right. Okay, then moving into the exotics. I haven't teased these yet online, so this is a first reveal. Check these out. So these are the Zirkutai Mini Titans. Hope they come into focus in the video there. And they're just like, they're finished beautifully. Got a nice grain in these. got like nice kind of fine grain, really neat swirls and stuff. So they're all different and all like just gorgeous. Okay. And the Mini Titans, it's like one of our classic shapes. Great weight. The Zirkutai is just like a touch heavier than the Mokutai version, and like a touch heavier than Tai. But yeah, it's beautiful. If you know, you know, right? Moving from there, we got the Zirc banjas. Now this is funny. Like these are the version of the exotic banja. Hello upstairs. These are the version of the Zirc banja that I teased first, but then we found like just these like pesky little problems with them, and they end up releasing after a bunch of the others that we've done. But the Zirc version, it's finally ready. Like beautiful rounding, sizes and dimensions and stuff are all right. The finish is perfect, and yeah, if you're into the banjas, the Zirc is like just, you know, it's just such a stunning, like elegant material, like so clean, and it's like kind of understated but makes a statement at the same time. It's kind of hard to express, but there it is. All right, Zirc banja. Moving on from there, we've got the Zirkutai Mini Sigma Bugleri. So we did a few sets of the Zirkutai Mini Sigma MK Ultras last month, and I wanted to wait before launching the Bugleri version because didn't know how many of those we were going to sell and how many of the beads we would have left for the Bugleri. But I know there's a few people that are just like absolute fans of the Mini Sigmas as a Bugleri set. It's not a set for everybody. They're super small, super light, but for people who like that kind of nimble, just like snap, flipping fast experience, this is a great set to go for. Again, the Zirkutai is a touch heavier than the titanium. Probably not going to notice it, like the weight difference compared to titanium at this size, but it's a touch heavier. And again, just like beautiful grain, nice subtlety to this, and you won't notice it from far, but when you come in close, like it's just a gorgeous material. And these pieces have all the beauty of the big pieces. All right. Next up is 10 millimeter Mokume gane. These guys are strung up on our custom silk cord again, and yeah, these guys are it's just such a nice material, the Mokume. And these beads, I think I've talked about this before with some other production. We've requested the suppliers to do really like nice rounding on the edges of the bore for these, so that it's a good experience for the playing, but also particularly with the softer materials and Mokume gane, because it's got the copper and brass in there, it's relatively soft. We don't want the edges of the board to curl in when they're like over time with raindrops. So the edges are nicely rounded, but it's resulted in beads that are slightly apple shaped, right? You can see they're a bit shorter than the regular beads. So what we've done is we've added 4 beads for the long form set. So bumped up the usual number from 33 up to 37. And for the short form, we're adding 2 beads to that. So going from 21 up to 23 for the short form. And that should give you like roughly the same size of set as what you're used to in our other materials. Okay. And yeah, these are all just in polished finish for the moment. But yeah, it's beautiful material. The grains will come out more and more over time as the material oxidizes and you play with it, and yeah, just it ages really nicely. Okay, so that's Mokume 10 millimeter. Next up is our Mokutai 8 millimeter. Okay, and these guys are very special. The blues in this batch are just sensational. I don't think we've ever had blues quite as like vibrant as this, and they're not all like exactly the same either. There are some beads that are like slightly darker, some that are slightly lighter, and they have that nice like color variation from the grain of the material as well. And so it makes the set have like a very like kind of organic feel to it. I don't know if that's going to come through in the video or not, but it's it's really easy on the eyes, as they say, right? Yeah, and then we've got the 3 millimeter bore on these as well. So I think I mentioned in the drop video last month, the 3 millimeter bore, what that does is it makes the edge of the bore just a little bit tighter in around the cord so that you don't feel the edge as much when you're doing the bead counting. It also gives them a little bit more weight, and I don't know, I think overall it's just a very nice experience. They still raindrop really smoothly. We're stringing them on our Kevlar. and that's because with the 3mm bore, we found that they don't drop as easily on the silk cord. So normally we do the exotics all on silk, but this time we're doing it on the Kevlar. But yeah, I don't know. These are, I'm kind of low-key hoping that they don't all sell, because I would love to have a set of these myself, and I just can't justify it unless there's like some inventory kicking around, right? Anyways, yeah, so we got the long form that have the 15mm boss and the tassel beads, and then just the regular short form with the 8mm beads, and then the 10mm boss, no tassel. Okay, so that's these guys. Getting close to the end there. We got also Mokutai Mala set, 15mm beads, and again, beautiful finish on these guys. 8mm beads on the tassel, and yeah, just if you know what the malas are all about, you know how nice it can be to have something just kind of, you know, purpose built for bead counting. Got the nice generous size on these. You can of course wear them, and pretty big statement on the wrist there, but the main purpose is just like the bead counting, breath work, and that sort of thing. Okay. So that's the Mokutai Mala set, and we've got also Mokutai MK Ultras. For some reason I don't have a set of them here, but that's the original size, the 11.8mm bead MK Ultras, and yeah, those are going to be available in Mokutai for the first time in ages. Okay. Coming close to the end, we've got also adding to our Peacock PVD offerings, we finally got the Mini Titans available. Okay. Sorry, Mini Titans, Mini Everymans. All right. And I'm not going to bash this setup, but I have my copper mini E-mans here handy, just strung up. I was playing some short game with them, and it's just like, it's such a nice shape, the mini Everyman shape. It's small and nimble. It's got good control, but the edges are all kind of nicely rounded as well for comfort when you're playing. And it's just kind of an all-purpose set. You know, can do anything, short form, long form, any type of tricks, lots of control, and yeah, so these guys, it's the titanium sport version, so no adding weight to these, I guess, unless you're using something really small, but the Peacock PVD is definitely finding its place in the range. It's become a favorite for a lot of people. All right, so that's those guys. The last thing for this month is the Chef's Special, and going big for this month on the Chef's Special, we're doing these hefty boys. So kind of a long form version of the Commons Mala, and these are, I don't know, you can get a sense of the weight just by handling them here. So we're doing these are 33 beads. We're adding like the double boss on the end, and we're doing a little spacer after each 11 beads. So a mini Sigma has a spacer. Now this is not a flipping set, and I would say it's probably not a wearing set either. It's really more like a keep it somewhere stationary, like it's a coffee table set or a desk type set. I've got my own personal set here. I've got a copper one. I wanted to go with the heaviest option, and I just keep it on my desk, and I find myself picking it up all the time. It's actually great for walking it around as well. I've taken it a few times with me when I go in to pick up kids or whatnot, and just like a nice solid piece to have in your hand if you don't feel like slinging. Like you know, I guess you could imagine slinging something like this. I think you're likely to you know, have a wrist injury or something if you sling them too much. So I wouldn't recommend it, but I just keep them with like very minimal space there, and just like a dedicated bead counting set, and I really like it. And yeah, you can actually you can do the double bead counting when it's set up like this as well, or like a little bit of flipping around if you want, but mainly just like a little bit of raindrops, a little bit of bead counting, and serves as a nice paperweight to keep the tax forms from blowing away when you have your window open, right? Okay, so I think that's it for this month, guys. I was contemplating doing Luxacs, but we just did them a month and a half ago, and I'm kind of like thinking about a refresh for that whole idea. While I'm here, a couple of other little teasers maybe. If you've been paying attention online, I've been doing a lot of teasing of the this Ultim material. So we got some Ultim Milos, got an Ultim Slimony Knucklebone here. Even got some hardcore Titans. And I'm loving the clack on these. But yeah, this material in general is just like, I just really like the look of it. It totally looks like amber, and it's just got like a nice warm feel, like what you're used to kind of with Delrin or something like that. And it's got a crisp clack. It's like different enough from Delrin and acrylic that I feel like it's kind of deserves a place in the range. So doing a bunch of Altum stuff. Yeah, I've got my Altum banjo in my pocket as well. I've been carrying this thing a ton. Hello upstairs again, hey, holy cow. Yeah, so on the banjas, we're kind of going all over the place, working on some wooden banjas as well. So this is ebony wood and walnut that we're working on for options there. We've talked about the pocket knife a bunch. The pocket knife is actually in production now, and looking forward to getting that kind of as soon as possible. Metal versions of our fountain pens. The aluminum's available right now already, but we got brass, copper, stainless, got Delrin, we got titanium coming, as well as the clips for these guys. So be patient. It'll be worth it. You know, whenever there's a delay, it's like obviously we're working out some kinks, and it's it just doesn't pay to like rush stuff through when it's not up to snuff. So I think that's part of the proposition with Around Square is like you guys can kind of trust that we take care to make sure the stuff is good before we release it. Right? So yeah, I'm looking forward to finally getting them out there. Same with the pocket knife. That's probably it. I think I better get out of here before the ceiling caves in on me. All right, easy.